This weekend, we are taking a close look at the threat of severe weather during surviving the storm.
You know, severe weather can take many forms, from heavy winds, hail, rain, and lightning. In any given year, you have about a 1 in a million chance of being struck by a lightning bolt.
Yeah, the National Weather Service estimates about 360 people are injured by lightning, with 40 people being killed each year.
Meteorologist Mark Monstrola spoke with Josh White, one of those lightning strike victims. The Austinite survived an unbelievable ordeal in California.
The first thought was seeing the extremely bright light followed by immense pain. When we got hit, it was excruciating.
It's a small fraternity. Those struck by lightning and still around to tell about it.
We were extremely lucky. You know, no doubt in my mind, every day I think I should have been dead.
Josh White and his buddies set out on a journey to test their physical strengths and friendship and to become closer to nature. His mother's last words:
she told me one thing before we left, and it's bring home my brother alive. And I said, he's going to come home alive, don't worry.
White never thought that trip he, his younger brother Colton, and their friend Ian had been planning for a year would test that promise so much. The plan? To hike 15 to 20 miles a day, navigating their way from California's Yosemite National Park to the peak of Mount Whitney in Southern California.
Took us about 3 weeks to get to Mount Whitney.
On their way to the summit, the trio settled down above the tree line in an area called an approach zone, where hikers set up to prepare for their final climb.
We had hiked about 12 miles that morning, got to a place called Guitar Lake. About 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, while we're getting ready for some lunch, some thunderstorm started rolling. I never felt in danger, you know, was never worried about our safety, but we knew we were in a serious storm.
The three men huddled in their tent as torrential downpours pelt the shelter. Then the unthinkable happened.
Was a bomb went off.
A bolt of lightning strikes the tent.
After it struck, I ended up being in this part of the tent here, and my brother and friend were in that other part. They just threw us around the tent like a major impact. And the next hour in that tent was the most terrifying hour of my life, because there was no doubt in my mind we were going to get hit again.
They waited out the storm, somehow only escaping with minor injuries.
And we essentially woke up about 4 a.m., cleaned up our camp, strapped on our packs and our headlamps, and headed up to the top, and were able to make it up to the summit during sunrise. And it was one of the most glorious moments of my life to have overcome and been at that summit, and it was amazing.
After returning home from their incredible journey safely, Josh, Colton, and Ian are passing on a valuable lesson.
Just be prepared for the worst case, but at the same time, enjoy yourself and go after your dreams.
Wow. What a positive message to take out of that.
After all that, an amazing story, and that's going to be
amazing story. They're so lucky. You'll be able to hear more, by the way, from Josh this weekend about his advice if you're caught outdoors during a lightning strike. We'll hear other stories of survival. We have someone that it was a miracle they survived the tornado, and a miracle they survived a flash flood. Really interesting stories this weekend in our special Surviving the Storm, tomorrow night at 6:30, right here on KXAN.